Hi there, Velo mates. Welcome to Genjin Planet. Time for another Velo talk, and today I will be showing you how I upgraded my folding bike's headset. Now I know you are raring to have a go at this video, but please make sure to leave a like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel to help push for new content like this in the near future. First of all, a bit of information. The headset is the set of components on a bicycle that provides a rotatable interface between the bicycle fork and the head tube of a bicycle frame. In a traditional bicycle, it is often considered trivial, but in a standard folding bike like mine, this headset experiences more stress and pressure due to the geometry of the frame, as there is no dedicated top tube to share the load. The Dahon Route uses a loose bearing system that are usually used on normal bikes. On normal circumstances, this is already good as it is, but can be more tedious to service in the long run. The contemporary best choice is the sealed bearing system, where servicing and repairs will be much more convenient and can be done easier without visiting a bike mechanic. The upgrade that I will be using is the Light Pro 44mm headset. As you can see, it uses a pair of sealed bearings as its main interface for the fork and frame. Note that the set is designed for use with folding bikes that employs a threadless fork. Using this headset will enable you to have a smoother steering, lighter build, and easier maintenance, as the sealed bearings will have a longer lifespan and can be much easier to replace and service when needed. First step is for us to detach the fork from the frame so we can install the new headset. I suggest removing the front wheel first, as the next steps will be much easier without it. I also removed the brakes so the cables will be out of the way. Of course, we will also need to remove the folding stem. We do this by unscrewing the stem bolt and afterwards unscrewing the head bolt that joins the folding stem to the fork. To properly dislodge the fork, you will need to push the steering tube down first, then push it up to dislodge the retaining ring. This will free the fork from the frame completely. Now that the fork is out, We have to remove the crown race as we need to replace it with the one that came with the Lite Pro headset. The crown race is usually held in place by friction and can be difficult to dislodge. Basically, you have to wedge it out gradually using progressively thicker wedges. For the first part, I used a utility knife blade so I can create a small gap. Be patient when doing this and make sure not to hammer all the way. Try to wedge the blade in throughout the circumference of the crown race. Eventually, you will see that it will start to form a gap from the tube's base. Once you see a substantial gap has been formed, you can proceed with using a thin screwdriver. Again, do it patiently and along the circumference. After you make the gap significantly wider, you can proceed to using a small prying tool. By this time, you see and feel the crown race really starting to dislodge. Soon as it clears the wider part of the tube, it will pop off and you can now proceed to cleaning the surfaces of the tube accordingly. Note that there is a tool to do this much easier and faster. Only problem is that it is difficult to find and it is very expensive. Once cleaned, make sure to apply grease to the tube and especially on the base. Grease will help avoid the new crown race from being galvanized to the fork in the long run and will also make installation easier. The Lite Pro headset uses a split ring crown race and so we won't need any special tool to install it properly as it secures itself on its own. Now we put our attention to removing the current bearing cups from the head tube. Unlike the crown race removal, we have specific tools for this step, one for extracting the cups and one for installing the new ones. Yes, you can do the next steps without these tools, but it will be more difficult and might cause damage to your frame as well. The first tool is for extracting or pushing the old cups out of the head tube. The second tool is for pressing the new cups into the head tube as bearing cups properly. To remove the bearing cups, just slide the extractor through the head tube as shown. Once through, the split parts of the extractor will latch onto the bearing cup. We'll just have to use a mallet to tamp down the cups as shown. Make sure to do the same for the opposite bearing cup. Clean the insides of the head tube properly. I use 99% isopropyl alcohol as the squeeze leftover grease need to. Apply grease to the inside walls of the head tube. This will help in pressing down the new cups smoothly and properly. Apply grease to the cups as well. Time to use the press fit tool. Place the cups on both ends of the head tube and thread the tool as shown. You will be pressing the cups into their places slowly and make sure to check if the cups are going in properly as you go along. You can press both cups at the same time if you want, but as I found later on, it is better to do it one at a time. Once both cups are in place, apply grease to the races of the cups. This is so you can place the sealed bearings smoothly and help them be set in place easily. With the crown raised and bearings now installed, all you have to do is reassemble the fork and folding stem. Make sure to also install the new retaining ring so the fork will be held in its place. Place the top cover for the headset and reattach everything else. With this, you are now good to go. Take your bike to a test run and you should notice the smoother steering and lighter feel. I hope you had fun and learned a lot from this edition of Velo Talk. Please like the video and leave a comment of what you would like to see next. Please also subscribe to the channel as there will be more to come, especially as this channel will be transforming soon. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. Ride safe and enjoy. Goodbye!